Loading profile.
Ready? Go!
Hey there, we're Bings and Me. I'm Bings.
And I'm me.
And we're coming to you from a studio somewhere in the middle of Las Vegas. We are dedicating this episode to narcolepsy awareness. If you don't know, narcolepsy is a neurological disorder that affects your ability to wake and sleep. People with narcolepsy have excessive, uncontrollable daytime sleepiness and may also suddenly fall asleep at any time during any type of activity. Experts don't know what causes it. They think it involves multiple things that come together to cause problems in your brain, which disturbs your REM sleep. It affects about 200,000 Americans and approximately 3 million people worldwide, but it's estimated that only 25% of people who have it have been diagnosed and are receiving treatment. So while it is rare, we just wanted to bring some attention to a problem that often gets overlooked in today's landscape of illnesses, etc. All right, so on with the show.
Okay.
I was looking through some boxes that I haven't unpacked yet from our move to Vegas and came across these headshots of celebrities that I obtained. And no, don't touch. Leave it alone. That I obtained when we did our show in Los Angeles. They were from some casting sessions, probably from the late 90's perhaps, I guess, and were left behind. So I scooped up a bunch of them, and I'm just going to show you 5 of them here. And the reason is, the last one I'll show you has a connection to the subject matter in a very recent episode we did. So, our first one, let's just get right to it. You should know this person, John Ritter. You got John Ritter, nice black and white, glossy and borders. This is the way headshots were done back then. They were all black and white, and they wanted borders. I don't know. I never understood why they wanted borders or the type of paper or whatever. And then they would put their resumes, staple them, just clip them to the back. And John Ritter, from Three's Company. He's the star of Three's Company. Very funny, very good. And he did a lot of movies and everything else. And he was with Triad Artists. And, on his film, they don't have him listed. He did Sling Blade. Sling Blade was one of my favorite movies. And they don't have that listed. Maybe he did this before Sling Blade. I think Sling Blade was 97.
Yep.
And he died in 2003, I believe.
Correct.
But anyway, so that's John Ritter, Three's Company. Very cool headshot. Now, this next one is... Hey, wake up. Stay with us. Hang in there. Okay. The next one, you know who this is? All right, that is Priscilla Barnes. Now, Priscilla Barnes has a connection to John Ritter because he, or she's the one that replaced Suzanne Summers in Three's Company. And there was 2 types of photos. One was matte style, and one was the glossy style. This seems to be a matte style. And again, resume on the back, stapled. She put 2 staples, and it's funny that these people had to, even though they're known, even though they did stuff, still if a role came up, they had to submit and put their photo and put their resume, and here's all the movies I did, and here's all this stuff. Anyway, Priscilla Barnes, very cool. Here is one of my favorites. Do you know who this is? It's Jeannie. From I Dream with Jeannie. Dreamy. It's Barbara Eden. Nice glossy photo, nice borders, big borders. She did a lot. But I think these were all from Triad Artists, so the agency. So, and she's known for I Dream of Jeannie, basically. She did a lot of other stuff, but what a doll, huh? She was great. And, all right, moving on. Do you know who this is? All right, this is Talia Shire. Remember Talia Shire? From Rockies, all the Rocky movies. She was in all the Rocky movies. She was in Godfather 1, Godfather 2. Hey, come on, stay with us. Come on, don't, hey, right here. Good, hang in there. It was Godfather 2, Godfather 3. She basically was the whole series, the Rocky movies and the Godfather series she's known for. But Talia Shire, very good actress, did a lot of stuff. All right, now the last one, which I'm very excited about. See if you know who this is. I don't know if you know. guess, no, not Shelley Hack. That's Shelley Hack. Now, actually, she's with David Shapiro and Associates, or she was with, I don't know who she's with now. But she was Shelley Hack was in Charlie's Angels. She replaced the original Kate Jackson. Kate Jackson was one of the original Charlie's Angels, and Shelley replaced her. So that's what she did. Now, I just recently found out, and this is why I'm showing her last, and I'm even showing her at all. She now executive produces Hallmark movies. Ooh, she's done several Christmas movies. I put her thing on the screen here. The Evergreen movie, Lucky Christmas. She did. I was like really excited. That's what Shelley Hack's doing now. She's producing Hallmark movies. So very cool. And she stapled her in the corner up here. And like I said, back then it was like everyone was concerned with the type of paper in the photograph and the thickness of the resume paper and the quality. And it's like, you know what? Casting people get thousands of submissions and they just kind of go. They're looking for a type. They look through real fast. I sat in casting set. I was actually helped the casting director, big casting director, and it's just boom, 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 boom. They're not looking like, hey, wait, I like her. She's done a lot of stuff, but this paper is not gonna cut it. Not at all. So anyway, so it was all ridiculous. Now, again, it's all digital. Everything's online. Color photos became the thing, and that's the way it is. So now on the Hallmark thing, I forgot to mention this last time. All right, so Hallmark movies were there's a lot of royalty Hallmark movies, like someone's a prince or a king or something, and a girl, falls in love. But doesn't know he's a prince at first. He's in the United States and he's some prince of some foreign country and is dating the girl, and the girl thinks he's just a barista at the local coffee shop, and he turns out to be a prince. Now, when he turns out to be the prince, the girl, I've seen this in the movie, it's the most unfathomable thing I've ever seen, gets angry, is angry when she finds out he's a prince because you lied to me. I thought you were a barista. I thought you were a coffee maker at the thing, and you turned out to be the prince. How dare you? You could lie to me. And he's like explaining, and do you not understand? Like, he was trying to be liked for who he was. Because if you know he's a prince right off the bat, everyone's going to flock to him. So he was just laying low, and he's being cool, and she loved him for just being him, and he didn't feel the need to tell her because he didn't want her to know, because that would change how she felt. And she finds out, and she's pissed, and that's so crazy. There was another Christmas movie too. Hey, come on. Wake up. All right. Christmas movie where the guy was a CEO, had a company, owned the company, big time, and it might have been called Random Acts of Kindness, the movie. It was Christmas. And he was doing all these things for this town, little things, like just little things he'd do and leave certain gifts in the town square, or play Christmas music at a certain time of the day, and everybody was cheery about it. Everyone loved it. They didn't know who it was. And this reporter, the lead girl, was playing a reporter, and she wanted to find out who it was. And she sees the guy in a truck, and she goes, "Oh, are you the guy?" He goes, "Oh, no." And he says, "I'm a reporter too, and I'm trying to find out." So the two reporters, he's the actual guy who's doing it, the rich CEO. And so she eventually finds out it's him. He's trying to help her, trying to discover the clues and everything else. He's trying to help her. He loves her. She's loving him. She finds out he's the guy, and she follows him home. He lives in this beautiful mansion. He owns the company that's the multi-million-dollar company, and she gets angry. She gets pissed at him, standing in the mansion, telling him, "Yeah, again, you lied to me, and you never, how could you do this to me?" And they're like, do you not realize what you have and why he lied to you and why you wanted to keep it a secret, you dumb... Again, look, if a guy tells you he's a prince and turns out to be an assistant plumber with some local company, yeah, then you get angry, you get pissed, and you go, "Well, how could you lie to me?" But not when you think he's a counter clerk and ends up being a prince. That is ridiculous. Anyway, all right, so, all right, we have to move on here real quick. So, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, I wanted to find a way to make the show, the Bings and Me Show, seem smarter. And so I came up with something. I got a hold of, he was a former electrical engineer and now does high-end applied math videos. His name is Zach Starr, and I thought, let's bring Zach in, and we'll do a segment called Math Talk with Zach Starr.
Ooh.
Analyzing.
So let's bring him up on the screen here. And Zach, this is Bings, and I'm here with me, and we just want to welcome you and say hi, and whenever you're ready to go, you just go ahead.
Hey, Bings. Hey, me.
Hey, Zach.
Now, there are two important concepts we're going to talk about, which would be derivatives and integrals. Now, the derivative is where you have a smooth continuous function, and you take two different points and connect them with a line and find the slope. Now, that would be the secant line. But if you take the gap between the two x-coordinates, call that h, and let it slide to 0, take the limit as h is closer to 0, what you do is you approach a tangent line, and that would be the derivative of the function at that specific point. And you can use derivatives to do optimization, related rates, you can graph polynomials and functions that are much more complicated than you've learned before. But then we have to move to integrals. So what's the deal with these? Now they're the opposite of derivatives, and it's like taking a Riemann sum, but making the intervals infinitely small to get a perfect area under the curve. And you can use this to do backwards problems from the derivatives, like acceleration to velocity to position. Now when you have...
Okay, all right, that's enough. That's enough math talk with... Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so, that didn't make any sense. It did? Oh, stop. Like, you understood what he's talking about. Yeah, it was simple. And I don't know, did it seem like he was a little more friendlier to you than he was to me? I don't know, maybe I just was imagining that, but anyway, whoa. All right, hey, come on, we're almost done. We're just about done, stay with us. All right, so that was Math Talk with Zach Starr, and I just don't know. I just question now if being smart in society is really going to pay off. So I don't know. All right, well, that's it. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and listen, be good, be safe, and don't hurt anyone. And we'll see you next time. Oh, like you did not understand. You didn't understand.
I understood.
Oh, you did not. Come on. You
I was
say
understanding
that.
a lot of it.
Don't buy it. I don't.
Simple.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva